Okay, onward we go here with Media Day, Lancaster Lebanon League at LNP. Bruce Badgley, Andy Hur here with LL Hoops, and Chris Christiansen. I'll tell you what, enjoy, all of your stuff in the off season. You know, the one thing that I really like about you is, and I think which more coaches can do this too, is, you're active on social media in a really positive way. And so talk a little bit about, your philosophy personally on, how you're using social media to benefit, your program and your team.
Yeah, I think I could talk about it for probably half an hour, but there's a lot of levels to it. I think one of them is our guys like to see themselves and be able to promote them and people see them, whether it's college coaches or community or wherever that falls. I think it's good for whoever's looking at it to understand who maybe a face with a name or just have the opportunity to promote our guys. I think the other part of that is it's good for our program in terms of the younger players to be able to see what's going on at the varsity level and see maybe some recognition one of our guys got at a hoop group event or what how many guys are playing AAU and where they're at this weekend, and that it's put to the forefront the guys in the off season that are making the effort to improve their basketball game, and the other side of it is the community parts of it, right?
Sure.
Like what we're doing, how our guys are out supporting travel team that night or whatever it is. But I always feel like it's a good opportunity for our guys to be seen in our program, to have a platform, I guess, to be visual in the community.
You made the state tournament last year.
Yeah.
You lost nobody off of that team from graduation.
Correct.
And you went toe to toe with a team that was 29-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
How much easier are you sleeping at night as opposed to maybe other years at this time? I mean, you know what you have because it literally did not change.
Yeah. We've had it's been a pretty nice off season in terms of. I was just talking to somebody else about this. Is a lot of times you're trying to figure out your team, you're trying to figure out this, and I think we were able to spend a lot more time on the individual, and what they need to do to improve, and as a team we spent a lot of time in the weight room too. Just working on athleticism, strength, things like that, and then kind of coming back and piecing it all back together of how guys made individual strides in their own games, and then bring it back together versus really having to figure out all summer, okay, is this what we want to do? Where are we at here, right? That's kind of the known at that point. So we got to spend a lot more time on the individual.
Yeah, and from that too, when doesn't that obviously give you more time, obviously working on these really finite details, as far as the game and really getting down and dirty on, the fundamentals, but beyond that, the really minor details that if you don't have all that experience, you're probably not going to have that much time to go after as a coach, right?
I think with this year, there being like the week less, I guess, of last year they kind of came out at the last second and were like, okay, you can play the week before. And everybody was like, well, nobody's playing because the schedule's set. I think this year it's pretty much standard across the board, like everybody lost a week. Mm-hmm. And I've just noticed for us it's been awesome that we kind of have that foundation laid there, right? Because I think even more so now, like you're going to play 2 games and you're going to be putting in more things rather than, okay, here's my whole package, day one. When I play my first game, I think there's going to be a lot more very meaningful practices as the season progresses for everybody. But certainly with our whole team coming back, having that foundation there already is a nice
that just doesn't
place to
happen.
start.
I mean, that just doesn't happen in high school basketball.
No, it's pretty rare. But we're excited. We're excited about it. I think our guys. But team chemistry is at an all-time high, right?
But the expectations. I mean, do you think that there's pressure on this team now?
The good part is between Trevor and Caleb and Carter, they've been in it. Like they've been in these pressure situations, whether it was playing in a district championship or LL League playoffs. We've had some guys that have been in it. Certainly, everybody feels it, but And it's just one of those things.
How about you? Do you feel it?
No, I'm too old. No, but no, but yeah, of course. I mean, if you don't, what are you doing this for, right?
Right.
Like if you don't have expectations on you and you don't and nobody thinks anything of you, then you don't want that either. So you much rather be in this situation than
the opposite.
Right? So it's one of those things that you got to embrace it, right?
Yeah.
You got to embrace it. So it means our guys are doing something right, which is good. So.
Well, you just offended me. You said you made a too old joke. You're 1 year older than me. I don't like that's not funny.
I know.
Yeah. But no, seriously. Do you talk? I mean, like, because whether you guys know it or not, or like it or not, there's going to be a lot of voices out there saying, "Hey, look at Warwick," and you're going to be under a microscope. I mean, do you talk about that? Do you guys not care about that? Like, because I know it's a 1 game at a time thing. I get it, but
yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of. I don't want to say it. It's almost the obvious, right? Like, our guys know. They know what's expected of them. We're not a big go on the whiteboard and everybody write up your goals. And it's a team situation. We know our team goals. And for the last 5-6 years, our goals have been the same, right? And some years you get closer than others, and some years you hit some of them and you don't others. But our guys, and we've talked about this a lot, we've lost twice in the LL semifinals the last 2 years to the same team.
Right.
And it's gotten old, right?
I like that.
And I think, obviously, like you said, take it one day at a time. And I've always been a fan of take care of your section, the rest takes care of itself. And we didn't do that last year. And we're going to start there. We're going to start day by day. And when we get to the end, your body of work should have you in some pretty good situations. And that's how we're approaching it, rather than just saying, well, everybody thinks you're going to do this or that. We're truly, I know it's the coach talk, but we're really looking at it day by day and game by game. So.
Yeah, but even from that too, you still have to, if you feel confident enough in this team, and obviously the experience that you have, look, you know you're going to be playing late into the season and obviously into March.
Right.
So how does that factor in the overall in how you take this team from the beginning of the season and then get them peaking where they should be at the end of the season?
We had our scrimmage this weekend, and I kind of left like, we did well and everything, but I kind of left like it was good, but it wasn't great, which is, you say that you convince yourself like that's a good thing, right? And now we got to keep building, and it's not good to be a finished product day one, right? So we're going to keep building as we go here, and obviously, like you said, you're going to play later.
There's got to be some kind of long-term. Obviously, you know, it's one day at a time, but obviously you've got to have that long-term plan because you know this team is going to play well into the season. Yeah,
and our guys, it's one of those things that you want everybody fresh. You want everybody to go later, and that's on the coaches, honestly, to help
temper
our guys
the enthusiasm,
along. Which is why we spend a lot of time in the weight room. And we spend a lot of time just on athleticism and taking care of our bodies and doing things like that, because I think that's a very big part that we could have done better. But it's who we are too, right? Like how we play tough. You're going to get us. We're going to be on the floor. We're going to be rebounding. We're going to play hard. And even the runs we've made is because of effort, a lot of it, and our drive every game, and that we're not getting away from. So, but yeah, it's obviously there's a long goal, and that falls on the coaches, not really them. So.
I did want to ask you one thing specifically about the roster. With everyone coming back, is there anyone that maybe you want to put in maybe some different roles or different things with it? Because like maybe there was somebody who was a 2 last year, or maybe you want to put them on the ball more or things like that, or is it if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing?
No, we've moved we're moving some things that I think will make us a better team in the long run, on the defensive end and the offensive end, and probably see some guys more and maybe see some guys play a little less. But just to, but there will be some different looks in terms of the personnel from last year, for sure. But it's kind of, when the season ended, you have your player evaluation, you sit down and talk, and normally go, okay, these guys graduated, there's 60 minutes, right? And you're sitting there going,
Right, yeah.
no, there's none. Unless you take them from somebody else, there's no minutes here. And obviously you can imagine the competition level of open gym and practice and summer leagues and across the board, the commitment level that our guys put in. And it's I didn't have to beg anybody to be in anything, and that's pretty awesome. So
I want to touch on something. He keeps bringing up good points I want to keep asking him about. Go back to practices and open gyms, and I mean, just give us a sense of how competitive it really is of what's going on in there. Is a lot of guys diving on balls? Like, I mean, what does it look like? Because as you said, they're only putting so many minutes on the scoreboard for the game, and you can't play more than 5. So
yeah,
like, they know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's super competitive, and I think it starts with the commitment, right? And everyone felt like they have to be there and they have to work, and sometimes that doesn't always mean playing time. That means, but it's for the betterment of the team.
Correct.
And we stress that, and everyone their value, and everybody on our roster has value and brings value to the team in different ways, and that's been stressed big time. But yeah, like you said, obviously it's competitive, right? When we have open gyms in the fall, and this is without football guys, we're flooring the number 27, 28 guys at open gym, and that's for Warwick and a 5A.
I can tell you that does not happen.
That's a lot. That's a lot, and it's got people want to be part, and it pushes everybody to be better, and it pushes the level of work to put in to be part to another level. So it's a credit to our guys. It's not, like I said, we're not begging anybody. Like we're not walking through the halls.
You're in a good place right now.
Yeah, we're not walking the halls recruiting guys to play basketball. Either you want to be here or you don't. And it's awesome for our program.
I was looking at the back. I didn't see the target on the back of this shirt, but I'm sure that every shirt that you're going to be wearing, or every jacket that you're going to be wearing this year, there's going to be a big target on you guys' back, man.
Thank you.
Wish you all the luck in the world.
Appreciate
and,
it.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, old man.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. More coaches on the way.